In a world where PlayStation Plus never sleeps, September drops like a thunderclap. 8 games, 8 different journeys, from the chaos of the wrestling ring to the shadows of tactical rebellion, from the unforgiving jungle to the clash of blades in a holy grail war. And that's not all. The lineup dives deeper. Survival horror in abandoned theme parks, the trenches of World War I, a haunting sci-fi voyage across the stars. And for premium members, the legendary Legacy of Kain returns from the past. All of this becomes yours on the 16th of September 2025 with PS Plus Extra and Premium.
First up, WWE 2K25. This is the latest wrestling sim, packed with new chain wrestling, barricade dives, and a deeper My Rise career mode. It came out on the 14th of March 2025 with early access a week earlier. The install is huge, about 110 gigs on PS5 and 88 on PS4. On Metacritic, it holds a 77. The My Rise story runs 20 to 25 hours. Platinum takes around 60 to 70, with a difficulty of 6 out of 10. Performance is solid at 4K and 60 frames with HDR. On PS5 Pro, load times are quicker, but there's still no 120Hz option. Cross-save works between PS4 and PS5, and premium members can stream it in some regions. At full price, it's $69.99, so it's a big saving this month. IGN even called it the most stable WWE in years.
Next up is Persona 5 Tactica, a tactical spin-off where the Phantom Thieves fight battles on grid-based maps, mixing teamwork and strategy. It launched on the 17th of November 2023. The file size is light, 24 gigs on PS5 and 17 on PS4. It holds a 76 on Metacritic. The story takes about 35 to 40 hours. Platinum needs around 70 hours, with a difficulty of 5 out of 10. It runs in native 4K 16 frames, and on PS5 Pro, the loading is almost instant. Cross-save is supported, and premium streaming is available. The retail price is $59.99. One fan on Reddit said, "Not Persona 6, but perfect to scratch the itch."
Then we have Green Hell, a brutal survival sim that drops you deep into the Amazon jungle, where food, sanity, and shelter all matter. It released on the 7th of August 2024. The install is small, just 8 gigs on PS5 and 5 on PS4. On Metacritic, it sits at 72. The story runs 15 to 20 hours, and survival mode can stretch beyond 50. Platinum hunters will need over 80 hours, with a difficulty of 8 out of 10. It targets 4K 60 frames, and on PS5 Pro, the foliage is denser with brighter HDR. No cross-save here, but premium streaming is supported. It normally costs $29.99. GamesRadar described it as one of the toughest survival sims you can play.
Next is Fate's Samurai Remnant, an action RPG set in Edo, Japan, where you play a young samurai and summon powerful servants in the Holy Grail War. It released on the 29th of September 2023. The file size is 27 gigs on PS5 and 21 on PS4. On Metacritic, it holds an 81. The main story takes about 40 to 45 hours. Platinum is around 80, with a difficulty of 6 out of 10. It runs smooth at 4K 16 frames, and the PS5 Pro version sharpens textures and lighting. Cross-save is included, and premium streaming is available. It usually sells for $59.99. OpenCritic called it a worthy addition to the Fate universe.
Now it's Crow Country, a throwback survival horror that takes you into a deserted theme park full of puzzles and monsters with classic PS1 vibes. It released on the 9th of May 2024 with PS4 support later that year. The file size is light. On the PS5 is approximately 540 megabytes, while the PS4 version is slightly larger at about 740 megabytes. On Metacritic, it's around 82. The story takes 10 to 12 hours, Platinum about 20. Difficulty sits at 5 out of 10. It runs at 4K 60 on PS5 with Pro support stable. Cross-save is unconfirmed, but premium streaming is expected. The price is about $24.99. Reviewers praised it for nailing old-school survival horror perfectly.
Then comes Conscript, a gritty survival horror set in the trenches of World War I, where ammo is scarce and the atmosphere is relentless. It launched on the 23rd of July 2024. The file size is modest, around 10 gigs. On Metacritic, it's in the mid-70s. The story takes 8 to 10 hours. Platinum is over 20, with a difficulty of 7 out of 10. It runs at 4K 60 on PS5 and smooth on Pro. Cross-save isn't available, but premium streaming works. The launch price was $21.99. Jimatsu called it punishing yet authentic survival horror.
Next is The Invincible, a slow-paced sci-fi narrative where exploration and player choices decide who survives on a strange planet. It released on the 6th of November, 2023. The install is around 20 to 30 gigs. On Metacritic, it's scored in the low 70s. The story lasts 10 to 12 hours. Platinum takes about 20, with a difficulty of 3 out of 10. It launched at 4K 30 frames, but was patched to 60. On PS5 Pro, it runs smoother. Cross-save isn't confirmed, but premium streaming is available. It usually costs $49.99. IGN called it a thoughtful sci-fi narrative worth experiencing.
And finally, Legacy of Kain, Defiance. A cult classic from the PlayStation 2 era, returning in the Premium Classics catalog. Originally launched on the 11th of November 2003. The file size is under 5 gigs. Back then, it scored in the mid-70s on Metacritic. The story runs about 12 to 15 hours. No platinum trophy since it's a classic. Difficulty sits at 5 out of 10. On PS5, it's upscaled to 30 frames, with premium streaming supported. It's usually priced around $9.99. PlayStation Blog called it the long-awaited return of the Kain saga.
So what does September really deliver? 7 full titles in the extra catalog, from wrestling icons to tactical rebels, from jungle survivors to samurai legends, even horror that crawls out of the past. And for premium players, one name echoes across time. Legacy of Kain returns to claim its throne. Together, these games are worth more than $240 at retail, but for subscribers, they're included. Critics call it one of the most diverse drops this year. Fans say it feels like Game Pass, but with the heart and soul of PlayStation. September, wrestling icons, tactical rebels, survivors of the impossible, samurai bound by fate, legends resurrected. Which world will you step into first? Drop it in the comments, and subscribe to Hido EXP Boost for cinematic recaps, brutally honest reviews, and PS5 Pro performance checks all year long.